I know now that I was trying to kind of force this labor to be what the previous one had been. And that's just not typically how it's gonna go. And I didn't know that she was a girl, and we weren't really sure what the name was gonna be, but when I saw her, I knew she was Mary. Hey friends, welcome back to April's Homemade. This video is all about the birth story of my 6th baby. If you're new here, I'm April. I am a blessed mama of 10 children. My 10th is still in the womb, and my oldest is 15. At the end of this video, I'm gonna have a little video play of Mary's siblings meeting her for the first time. So if you wanna stick around for that, it'll be at the end. If you would like to watch the other birth stories, I will link those as well, and thanks for watching. Mary's story. Mary is my 6th baby. Mary's story really begins when she was 11 weeks gestation, when I thought that we might lose her. And I have a video about that, and I will link it below, but it's really just a faith-building story. Was one of those things that happened in my life that really brought me closer to God. And so if you want to watch that, I will link it. As far as the day she was born, I started having contractions with her around 3 a.m. and I was supposed to go to our classical conversations community day that day. I was a tutor, so I called someone to substitute for me that day. So the contractions were pretty close together, and I actually had a midwife appointment that day. So I ended up actually going to that midwife appointment. By the time I got to the appointment around noon, the contractions had stopped, which I had never really had that happen before. So that was a bit perplexing. My midwife told me to just go on home and get some rest and get some food. This was actually 2 days before my due date, which was strange for me. I had trouble sleeping that day, but I did get a little sleep because I had been up most of the night. Contractions had stopped. That was pretty disappointing. We kind of just went about our day at that point, and we're getting the kids in bed and just having a regular evening. But I was feeling pretty disappointed. But then around 11 p.m., the contractions started coming again. And I made some mistakes this time because my last birth went really well, the 5th one, and I tried to recreate that, and I learned this time that that's really not possible. I mean, you can certainly try some things that were helpful the time before, and that is often a good thing. But I know now that I was trying to kind of force this labor to be what the previous one had been. And that's just not typically how it's gonna go. So at 11, the contractions returned, and they were pretty consistent. And so the midwives came over, and on my last birth, I labored for a good long time in the shower, and that was really helpful for me the last time. And so I wanted to do that this time, and it was good at first, but I ended up staying in that shower for hours and hours, thinking that just kind of had this vision, like this thought in my mind that once I get out of the shower, then this baby will come. And that didn't really happen. And I did not sleep much the night before. And now I was on my second night of laboring without much sleep. And so eventually I got out of the shower and I realized I wasn't going to be able to make this birth happen when I wanted to. And I was getting very tired, and I don't think very clearly when I get tired. I got out of the shower and, my midwife was really concerned that just standing in the shower was really going to exhaust me more. And so I got out, and they actually had the birth tub ready for me, but I decided that I would just go to the bed for now and lay down, and my midwives were like laying on the floor, just resting, waiting for the big moment. And we had the lights off, and I just I didn't sleep much, but I've always had a hard time with contractions in the bed, laying down. Like, I don't prefer that at all. So the contractions started ramping up quite a bit, more and more. They were becoming harder and harder, and, my midwife was pretty sure that this baby was just not lining up really well, and so it was going to take a bit longer to get her out. And so I, of course, was not thrilled about that. The contractions just kind of kept increasing. Eventually, I got to where I was pretty much falling asleep for like 10 seconds between contractions because I was so tired. And then I would just wake up and feel that contraction. The contraction would wake me up, and it was a kind of a weird experience. Eventually, my body did just kind of force her to start coming out of there. It was not a slow birth. It was not a peaceful birth. It wasn't really a fast birth, but it was just kind of a surprising birth. She was born around 4 a.m. and I didn't know that she was a girl, and we weren't really sure what the name was going to be, but when I saw her, I knew she was Mary. And I even thought of those scriptures from the Magnificat, Mary's song. Those scriptures that say, "My soul magnifies the Lord, and my spirit rejoices in God my Savior." Those scriptures just came to me as soon as I saw her. My husband, actually, he really wanted the name Mary, and when I saw her, I knew that was her. And she actually had, her umbilical cord was wrapped twice around her neck. It was a really long cord, twice around her neck and crisscrossed around her chest. But as she came out, my midwife just kind of beautifully untangled her, and there was no complication, there was no physical concern, and it all went really well, even though I was so tired. That's the story of her birth, and one of the most beautiful things about her birth, and honestly one of the most beautiful things about home birth in general, is the special time when the kids can be there shortly after she's born, and they get to see just that really fresh newborn, and they kind of get to get a glimpse of what went on. Because, you know, we're often just so far removed from birth, or we're so far removed from death too, in a lot of ways. But it's so sweet for them to get to witness a lot of those things, like the cutting of the cord, and they have questions, and it's really special. And there really is nothing like that fresh newborn time. And so I'm gonna leave the little video here of when the kids came in to meet her. They didn't meet this one right away because she was born around 4 a.m. But of course, the kids woke up around 7, and they came in to find their new little baby sister. So yeah, I'm gonna play that video for you. If you have not subscribed, I hope you will. Thanks for watching.
Guess what? The baby came out. It's okay. David, come over here, buddy. Look at who Daddy has. Can you get up here?
Look, the baby. Oh,
No.
thank you, Mommy.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's a girl, Mommy. It's a girl.
It's a baby girl, a baby sister.
I told you, he said it's a girl. I know, it's a girl.
Hey Shannon, will you go ahead and get Mark?
Daddy's a girl.
That's a girl, buddy.
So cute. Daddy, what's her name?
Her name is
see.
Mary Brooke.
Yes, sir. What's her name?
Brooke. Mary Brooke.
I like her. I like her.
You like her?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
Wait, that means her first name is Mary.
Mm-hmm. She's sleepy. And where's Mark? There he is.
Who's
that? Hi.
Hi, Bubby.
Mark, you're a big brother.
Oh. Daddy. Baby Mary, open her eyes when she's awake.
Yeah,
Okay. She will.
she will, but not a lot at first.
Abby.
Is that baby?
Dad,
Abby.
coming your way.
Mm-hmm.
Abby.
He's looking at the baby.
He's
Hey,
looking.
bud.
Cute little face.